Now we wanted to show you just a short video about how to just simply check in a family. They're already in our system. You're not adding them as a new family, just checking them in. So if anyone's new or regular, they're here on a regular basis, they should be able to use the self-checking kiosk on their own and should know what they're doing. However, there are some times where families may approach you just because they've only come a few times and they haven't yet been taught how to use the self-check-in. I'd encourage you in that situation that you would take them to the self-check-in kiosk and show them how to check themselves in. However, just if you don't have the time or it's kind of a crazy busy morning, you can just check them in. So how you do that is simply clicking on this white bar up here, and you can begin searching for the family. You can search by the child's name, first or last, or the parent's name. So we're going to use this Doe family as an example. We've used them as a lot in this training. And there's Jill. And there's the Doe family, and you'll see here John and John Jr. So we'll select John Jr. We're going to check him in. You'll see here that this first one where it has the line above it, that is the group that John should be checked into. He is in our database system. He is assigned to the group Preschool 2s because based on his age, that's where he belongs. However, there are situations, of course, like when kids have their birthday, they should get moved up to a different group. Let's say John just has a birthday and he's now 3. If you were to go to the self-check-in desk, they actually wouldn't be able to check him into the 3s group because it doesn't automatically move them up. That's something we have to do manually in the office throughout the week. So they may come to you and say, hey, we're trying to check John into the 3s group and it's not letting us do that. Can you check him into that? And so what that allow you to do is go down and you have the access because you're at the first-time family check-in desk. You have the access to check them into whichever group that you want. At the self-check-in kiosk, they are not allowed to do that. They're only allowed to check them into the group they've been assigned to. So we'll go ahead and say John is 3, so we're going to check him into the 3s group, and we can hit done. When we do that, you'll see that you're ready to check in by just simply pressing that right there. But I want to check in John here. John, I believe, is actually the dad in our scenario, but let's pretend for a moment that he's a kid. I also want to check him into nursery because I want to show you something related to tags. And we'll walk through that in just a moment. But we're going to check the John into the nursery. We'll hit done. So you can see here we've checked John into nursery, John Jr. into preschool 3. So let's check into people. Once you do, your tag should print out. There's John Doe, checking him into nursery. You'll notice John has 3. Let's set that aside. We'll talk about that in just a moment. John Jr. here has 2. And then the guardian receipt. So now you see the tags here. John Doe, we checked into nursery. He has 3 tags. John Jr., we checked into preschool 3s. He has 2 tags. And then the guardian receipt. And you can see the guardian receipt has a number. Those numbers are the same for the entire family, and they match what the child's name tag says. So, for every group except for nursery and toddlers, the child will get 2 tags. One of them goes on the child themselves, and the other one is to be given to the teacher so that they can put on a clipboard to serve as their roster. Of course, the guardian receipt the parent keeps and they need it in order to pick up their child. But this nursery group and the toddler group, they actually get 3 tags printed out for them. One of them is to go on the child. One is to go to their teacher to put on that clipboard to serve as their roster. But the third tag is actually for diaper bags or any kind of belonging that the child may take into the room with them. Again, just trying to prepare and be ready for families. We know that if they're in nursery or toddler, they're probably bringing in a diaper bag with them. And so just so our volunteers don't get confused of whose diaper bag belongs to who, and also to make sure the diaper bag gets given back to the parent at checkout, that's why that third tag is only for the nursery and toddler groups. they'll get 3 tags. Every other else, 2s all the way up through 5th grade will only get 2 tags. And then, of course, the guardian receipt. So that's how to do a simple check-in and also how tags work.